I tried to not have to set up to where I didn't have to edit, and we're going to have to edit anyway. All good. So in this video today, we're going to be covering how to talk to landlords so that they say yes to you. The principles we're going to be covering work for landlords, obviously, but it's also work for banks, partners, nonprofit organizations, and just everyday life as well. So I got Alyssa here monitoring the chat. This is live. It's currently Thursday, January 15th. And so if you hop in or you're seeing the replay of this, please do me a favor and like and subscribe to the channel. Cool. So let's dive into, and I have my, just try to stay organized tonight. I'm going off of my topics that I want to make sure we touch on. So why the heck am I making a video about this? When people are getting their homes up and running, one of the things that they'll run into is struggling with finding a landlord partner to rent a home from so that they can operate their business, especially for the people who are following, my recommended steps, which is focusing on marketing first. And after speaking with a good amount of people, I realized that when they're communicating with these landlords or property management companies, they mean well, but their messaging and what they're looking to do isn't coming across as they think it is. So we're gonna cover that today. In my experience, I have worked with 5 different landlord partners as I've grown my business to 8 locations, and I've helped numerous people now across the United States find landlord partners, negotiate with landlord partners, and get their businesses up and running. So the goal here is to help everyone establish those communication skills when it comes to speaking with landlords specifically. But I think some of the stuff that we're going to be covering will also adjust with just overall life skills. And I themed it around the 7 C's that will help you get a landlord to say yes. Or I messed up my line. The 7 C's of becoming the person landlords say yes to is what I wanted to cover. I'm going to bring out my whiteboard for those of you guys who laugh at me for that. My handwriting, Alyssa's one of them. It's okay because it helps me. It helps me help you. So let's make sure we got everything in frame. Perfecto. Might come off a little bit sideways, but that is okay as well. All right, we're not gonna mirror the video. Cool. All right, so the first C, or should I tell them my empty fridge method? Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah. All right. So I'm developing a framework that I think will help everybody when we're talking about the need, right? So we're gonna call this the empty fridge method. And I can't stand up, so we'll say empty fridge. We'll just leave it at that. Empty fridge method. Okay. So right now, last time I looked, there's something like 700,000 available homes for rent across the United States. Okay. Over the next 30 days, half of those homes are still going to be available for rent. So that means you have landlords that are getting tired. There's landlords who are getting overwhelmed with maintenance. Maybe they're going through the eviction process, etc. Your job is to find the landlords, and don't judge the image. You guys will get the picture. This is a refrigerator. So your job is to find the landlords who are tired of filling up the fridge themselves. When I say filling up the fridge themselves, they are every 30 days having to replenish a mortgage and pull money out of their pocket back into this refrigerator, right? Over time, they're going to get tired of that. So you are looking for landlords who do not want to be responsible for continuing to fill up their fridge. You want the ones who are like, hey, my fridge is empty and I need somebody else to help me fill it up. Okay. So that's my empty fridge framework to help you guys understand the gap in the people that you guys are looking for. Now let's get into the 7 C's of becoming the person to say yes to. The first one is curiosity before convincing. Curiosity before convincing. Okay, so you have to be curious when you're reaching out to a landlord, especially for the first time, and where you're like, okay, what are we curious about, Terrence? You are curious about what's been going on with the property before you reached out, right? Do your due diligence on it. Don't just spray. So we used to call it like spray and play when reaching out and like at bulk to a bunch of different people. Do your research. See, okay, well, how long has the property been vacant for? The last time it was rented out, how long was it rented out for? Have they done price changes to it recently? Is it a constant turnover where people are leaving the property? Is it in an okay area? Are there a bunch of properties in that area available for rent as well, right? Do your research, be curious. Most landlords aren't interested in hearing your business pitch. You don't need to over pitch them on what you're looking to do and how great it's going to be for the community. That's icing on the cake, but that's not the cake. They care about, hey, is this person going to be able to take my pain away? The only way you're going to know about if you can help take their pain away is if you ask the right questions and be curious enough during the conversations to find that out. So learn about their experience with other tenants. If they just went through an eviction process, dive into that. Ooh, how was that process like? How long were you in court for? How long did that cause the property to be vacant? Man, did they leave a lot of damages at the property while they were there? Have a conversation, dive into it, talk about their stress, the timeline of it, etc. Right? So you guys get the point. So the first C is curiosity. I'm gonna go ahead. I think I'll leave this up. I'll leave just curiosity up, and then no, that's not gonna work. We're erasing the whole thing. We're going to the second C. I didn't even check. Can everyone hear me okay? Can I get a 1 in the chat if you can hear me okay? That'd be crazy if we were going this whole time and no one could hear me, right? Let me get a 1. Make sure we're all here on this beautiful Thursday. Perfect. I see the ones coming in. Thank you, thank you, thank you. YouTube, we alive? There we go. All right. I see the ones coming in. Please, if you aren't already, go ahead and like this live video. Also, the things that I'm covering over and how to talk and how to get landlords to say yes, I'm going to put a link to the description at the bottom of this video to an ebook that dives into this further as well. But the second C is going to be call out the cost of doing nothing. So
someone said no from that recent skit.
No. Oh, no, it's like, no. Call out the cost of doing nothing. Okay, so you want to call out the cost of doing nothing. How much is it costing this landlord partner by just having their property sitting vacant, right? So when you're curious, you're going to identify all the different things that's currently going on. It's okay. My dog's down here. When you're curious, you're going to identify all the different things that's going on in their current with the current property, what happened beforehand, the stress that they're in, right? And now you're going to explain to them, hey, not what the cost is, potential cost of working with me and how great that's going to be and the opportunities that are come from it and how you're not going to have much stress because I'm going to be managing everything. Call out the cost of what it's costing them and remind them the cost of what it's costing them to do nothing and what they're currently in and how their last experience was and how are they just going to do the same thing over and over again. What is it? What's the word? Dang.
You have to describe it.
I can't think of the word. And it's going to suck with the definition. To where you are.
Describe the word.
To where you are repeatedly doing the same thing over and over again. What is that word? Is it insanity?
Oh yes, insanity. Doing something again.
Of insanity. You guys are watching me get educated too. I don't think it's insanity. I'm blanking on the word. If you guys know the word in the chat, drop it in.
No, it is
Let me know. It might be insanity, but it's for where you're doing the same thing over and over again, expecting a different result, right? So remind them of that. Hey, are you just going to rent out this home traditionally again, and then maybe the first time will go good for the first 6 months, and then you're going to be stuck going through the eviction process again, or do you want to try something different with me? Okay, that was the second C. The third C. And this one is huge and not easier said than done, is going to be calm is a competitive advantage. Calm is a competitive advantage. Calm is a competitive advantage. Can you guys write calm in the chat for me? Can you guys calmly write calm in the chat for me so I know that we're locked in? This is one of my secret superpowers. I do not get too high or too low. And when you are able to maintain calm in tough situations, people respond differently to you. Alyssa had walked away, but she's not a fan. When we're in, we'll call it heated conversations, and I'm sitting here calm, responding to her. Alyssa, they wrote calm in the chat. You mind saying it out loud? We're all working on calmness.
Calm.
Okay, cool. But you want to remain calm. Okay, so you don't want to be rushed. You don't want to come off as desperate. You don't want to come off as over eager. You want to speak slowly. You want to speak confidently. You don't want to over explain, and you don't want to force urgency. Like, oh man, like this is my only option, right? You want to be the calm, cool, collective person. Like, hey, I don't need this deal, but I know we could make something happen together if it works out. I always like saying when going to, and it starts early, when setting up a tour, maybe you got someone to say yes over the phone, and now you're setting up a tour to go visit the location. Let them know, hey, yeah, we're evaluating a few different locations, but yours looks great on the picture, so hopefully we're able to make it work. Now at the tour, instead of it feeling like you're in an interview to see if they're going to let you use their home, you're walking around making sure their home is a good fit for you, right? So you want to have that calmness. It's a competitive advantage. All right, how are we doing on time?
Not very well.
Not doing well. Cool. We have our community call coming up here soon, but that's okay. We're on the fourth C, and we got 7 of them. So I think we're gonna make it. The fourth C is going to be consequences over complexity. Consequences over complexity. Okay, consequences over complexity. So instead of explaining, the software, your screening process, your rules, your operations, focus on your consistent occupancy, the fewer headaches that they are going to have to deal with by only working with you, the predictable income that you're able to have, the less stress that they're going to have, right? So when you're not focused on the complexity of the business and how you went out and got your referrals and how you're so confident about the business and having people come in, you're again diving more into their pain of, hey, here are the consequences of not working with somebody like me, and also have the rewards at the same time. Okay. Number 5, we got contain the risk. Contain the risk. Okay, so what landlords fear are more problems, more wear and tear, and more liability at the end of the day. They want to make sure their property is going to be taken care of. They're going to be able to get paid, and they don't want to get sued for something. So those are the three things, because a lot of them, it's an investment process property, and ideally they want to be passive with it, which is why some of them hire property management companies. So this is where, after you've already established their pain and you dove into it, sometimes when you're speaking with property management companies, especially, they are going to be trying to figure out, all right, how can we work together to where you're not fully taking our job, but you're also, making our lives a little bit easier as well, as we're making the owner's life easy, right? So focus on letting them know, how you handle the operations, your coordination, your day-to-day management is going to be handled. There's been times to where, I'll offer a landlord or a property management come in like, hey, do you want to do monthly visits? Right? That's an option. They don't take me up on that because they don't want to go to the property once a month, but just letting them know that you're confident enough to offer that helps. You can let them know that you're going to have security cameras in the home. You can let them know that you already have a screening process in place, right? So these are all going to be things that assist with them having that, lowering their risk, what the potential risk could be of working with you. Cool. Number 6.
Where can people find you, or find out, how to get in touch with you, talk about more?
Click the link in my bio. Yeah, you can. There's a few different ways that we can work together. But yeah, just click the link in my bio. They're all listed there. Number 6 is going to be clear alignment, not consent. Clear alignment. Yep. Clear alignment, not consent. Perfect. So in this one, this is like framing, right? And I hope you guys, probably because I'm rushing, I'm not doing the best job explaining how these work outside of just, working with a landlord. But these are frameworks that you can use in your everyday lives as well. I use some of them when I'm communicating with Alyssa, right? So instead of focusing on like, hey, would you allow me to do this, or coming in like, hey, are you okay with this, or what do you think about this? You say something more like, here's how this can work for both of us, right? So you're still calm, but you're confident at the same time. Here's how this can work for both of us. When I first got started and I was first making my pitches, your hands in the shop, in the
Sorry.
You're good. In finding landlords, I was going up to them saying, I think I'm going to work with this organization, and I think they're going to send me people, and then I think I'll be able to pay you, and then after I pay you, I think I'll have enough left over for me. And they were looking at me like, dude, you're not even confident in this process. Why would I be confident in you to trust you with one of my assets, right? So you have to come off with like a just clear alignment, make it clear, make it easy for them to understand how you guys are working together, what that process would look like. So there's no distractions there. And then last but not least, the final C is going to be character. Your character is going to touch on like your overall. I think it's like a good combination of all of the different C's we went over, but your character is, how you show up and what someone is going to be thinking about after you leave, right? Are you a good person? Are you speaking clearly? Are you coming off as calm? Are you coming off as professional? Were you on time to the meeting? Did you show up late? Did you get straight into business, or did you ask them how their week is going? Did you learn anything about them? Did they learn anything about you outside of just the property, so you can separate yourself from just another name on the list, right? Your tone, your patience, your honesty, your consistency. I think some of you guys are even watching this live right now because of the character that you either like or don't like that I show up as, and being authentically me on here live, right? I connect, I get the opportunity to meet with people who join our community. We hop on a one-on-one call, and they share, they're like, dude, like we love how you talk about God openly, your story, Alyssa's involved. People ask about Alyssa. I'm not on here yelling at people saying, oh, you need to do this, or it's over for you, or something like that, right? People sense vibes and characters and mannerisms, and you guys can display those as well as you're moving around and connecting with landlord partners. But this is going to carry over to when you're meeting with a case manager for a first time, when you're walking into the bank and you're meeting maybe the manager of the bank, when you're coming across and connecting with your residents, right? Are you someone who hears their story and what's been going on in their lives, or are you someone who's just brushing them over to the side and says, hey, are you able to pay or not? If not, best of luck to you, right? Those things matter, character at the end of the day. So make sure, and the moral of this and why I put this together, and hopefully it was helpful. Again, I apologize. I think I rushed a little bit, but I wanted to put it together and all start with the same letter. So hopefully they're a little bit more rememberable. But the goal is to become the type of person that people say yes to. Once you do that, everything else is going to be easier, right? In life. If you become the person people say yes to, game's over. I think you win. Did we have any, we got a couple minutes left before we got to hop off. Did we have any questions pop in that you think I should answer real quick, Alyssa?
Do you have separate business bank accounts for each house for expenses?
No, you can I have them all under the same one.
Okay, and then someone said first steps ?
For getting the home up and running, you want to start your LLC, get an EIN number, open a business bank account, and be a professional, set yourself up legally and protect your personal assets as well. After you do that, you're going to do your front end marketing work. So your website, have a flyer ready to go, and build a list of organizations that are in your area. Start reaching out to them, email, calling, visiting in person, and establishing a relationship. The biggest thing is making sure, one, they have clients they'd be able to send to you. Two, they are interested in coming out for a tour after you open up your first location. Once you have 3 to 5 solid referral sources that check both of those boxes, then I think you go into that next phase of using some of the things we talked about today. Identify a good landlord partner for you. Open up your property, furnish it, invite those case managers back out for a tour, and get your home filled up. Wait until you have a good waiting list established. Your first home is filled up, then go on to property number 2.
And then someone said, what about forms for the individuals entering in the home? What forms cover you?
I use a license agreement, and that's provided inside of the housing department community as well.
Someone on YouTube said, what is Texas talking about with the new law? Landlords say they now have monthly check-ins on the city of, I don't know who that city of Massachusetts does on rentals. Do you know anything about them? We can say to them now.
No, I don't know what you're referring to for that city, but Texas is one of the first states to start cracking down and requiring a permit for this business model. Reason being, and it just requires a permit. I think the permit's like $800 or $900 right now in my community. I'm seeing like 50-50 between people who are going out and getting the permit and people who are not. Both are operating fine. I have interview conversations with people on my YouTube channel who are operating and don't have the permit, if you want to check those out. Biggest thing though is, unfortunately, this is becoming more of a popular business model, and people are going out and setting their homes up incorrectly. So just be mindful of that. Make sure you're getting proper guidance, setting your home up the right way, and then that character again, right? Just having that character to where when people are coming to your home and being referred to your home, it's something that they can be proud of. It's actually a home for them, not just something that they're forced to go to because they have no other option. But appreciate you guys tuning in. I hope this was helpful. I'm going to drop the link to my ebook in the description that covers how to talk to landlords. We go over scripts that you can use as an intro message and whether on your phone, and then the top objections that they usually say as well, and your answers to them and how you can handle it. But hope you guys have a blessed rest of your night, and we'll see you on the next one. See ya.